So small, she's disappeared.
You can't see her. How are
Hello.
we all? How are we? Where are you?
I'm here.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Hi, Leanne, Margaret O'Brien, Martina McCown, Lynn Sheard, sorry, I've said that. April Hill. It's a very sort of short notice because we just thought, wow, let's strike whilst the iron's hot.
And Nanny dies
This
in the
half
room.
term. Nanny dies in the room. Come on, guys, give us your emojis for Nanny die. Give us all your emojis for Nanny die. Do you know what an emoji is, Mum?
Yeah, but I don't have any.
You've put.
no, I have got
you
some.
did post one sometime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deborah Rogers. Hello. Go on. What's your favourite emoji?
I don't know, but I do know the whole debate about aubergines. Maybe it's changed now.
No. Aubergines are very wrong.
Yeah, I know they're very wrong.
Very wrong to
But
send.
that's-
But whenever one sends an emoji to you, it just comes up as.
As a little square.
Does it?
Yeah, and even Fleur must have forgot my phone doesn't have it because I got square the other
Oh,
day.
did you?
Maybe
Square.
she
Oh,
remembers.
right. Nadia Kauser, Kim Long, Steph Whelan, Nicole Marcella, Sally Jenkins,
eating a
Nicola
small lunch.
Madgwick, April Hill, Tracy Lynham, Sue Weaver, Joanne Connolly, Nicola Higgins, Pixie Petal, Jenny, Helen H, Stephen Lawrence. Oh, who's that with all that? Leo! Well, look at all those ducks.
Wow.
And look, can you see them? Which do you like of these? Look, books from Hazel Malbon.
Is Leo the...
Yes, it's Leo who you've got your sketch on your fridge.
Oh, wow, Leo.
Yeah.
You
like
must,
Dior.
You must come to my flat at some point
Yeah.
again because they haven't seen it for ages.
Yeah.
And Leo, your drawing is on the middle of
Yeah.
my fridge. If I seem a bit weird as I'm talking to others, I've got a deaf ear.
Pardon?
And the funny thing is, he's got a deaf ear, but
Eh?
our ears are differently deaf.
Huh?
My left and your right. So we've only
Can't
got,
hear a word you're
so
saying.
we've only got this bit that's
So
actually
this
working.
one isn't working,
And
which
this
of
one
yours-
isn't working.
Oh right, so we've only got inner ears,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we can only hear from. So can you all just shout a bit louder?
Yeah. And it's horrible because it's like listening to everything.
Listen. You should be able to hear them. They've got this new technology now.
Oh,
where you-
shut
No,
up.
no, seriously. Listen as they scream. Can you hear them?
No, you're lying.
Imagine social media that allows you to do that. Hello, you bunch of leg ends, says Jelly4023. Tony Dunsford says, hello, big hugs to you both, Clodagh Egan. So, Mum, so can I ask, who
Hi,
here...
Nanny Di. Hi, Nanny Di.
Oh, look, everyone's saying hi. Sharon Smallwood, hi, Mark and Nanny Di. Been a member for 19 months. Wow, well done.
Wow.
Load of cards going out today, or went out today. I've
Nanny
got a
Di,
deaf
we've
ear
missed you,
too.
somebody says.
Dorothy Clark says she's got a deaf ear too.
Oh, wow, what's that about?
Yeah, what is that about?
And what are you doing to put it right? Because I've tried everything.
What would you do? What are those candles that you lie on your side and you burn? Do you remember that time in Turkey when I had the worst blocked
Yeah.
ear and we tried pouring oil in it? Do you remember hot oil?
Yeah.
That burnt my head. Those candle things. Do you remember the candle
Now
thing? No, you do. You
shut
lie on.
up.
Guys, what are those candle things called? Look, Nicola Higgins is shouting. I thought I could hear you. Hoppy.
Oh,
Funky
look, my
kids.
name is everywhere. I've never had so much publicity.
Helen Durkin says you should use a thread and needle to pop your ear.
What?
Ellie Denning, Chinese method candles. They are. You lie on your side and you burn them. They don't melt down into your ear, but smoke comes through them. How do they work?
Well,
How do they work?
Yeah.
Should I say that again? How do they work? Oh, what a day.
What a day.
What a day. Missed you, said someone.
I've missed all of you guys.
Ear candles. Hoppy candles. Hopi candles.
Oh, Hopi like
What's
the-
Hopi as in...
As in the Indian tribe, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Is it
I mean, like
American Native
American Red
Indian?
Indian.
Is it?
Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, can you buy the candles at most health stores, Anna? I don't know.
I
Go
wonder
to the
if they
pharmacy
actually
and get
work there.
advice. That's my next step, Dorothy Clark.
But you know, in the very old days, subs, probably none of you are old enough for this, but say when my mum got blocked here, they always people used to go to the doctors and they used to do unblock it.
Syringe.
Syringe, which actually they learnt afterwards was very
Really
bad
bad.
for your ear. 'Cause
Nadia
it
says you're not
damages
supposed to put anything bigger than your elbow in your ear. Is that the saying? Is that the saying,
It
guys?
can damage your eardrum, I know.
Yeah.
But at least it gave people some respite.
Did it?
Yeah.
But they just couldn't hear anything.
But they just had a damaged eardrum.
Damaged eardrum, exactly.
No, I'm joking.
Hi,
sir.
Alison Fisher. Hi, April Hill. Hi, Tracy Lynham. Hi, Kieran Evans. I haven't seen the Stranger Things season 4 announcement coming May 27th. How exciting! It's so lovely to see you back. Look, Debbie Petchy, I just had my ears syringed, was fantastic, cost 40 quid. And can you hear clearly now? The wax has gone.
Oh, I can only hear that in mono instead of stereo. You've got quite a good voice.
I can see wild obstacles in my way.
And
You
this-
can only sound good because you can't hear me.
No, probably. But obviously that worked for you then. Who was it paid £40 to have a ears done?
I've lost you. Where were you?
This is turning into
Debbie Petchy.
Debbie Petchy. Well, where can I get mine done? And I'll go and get it done tomorrow if I could. I mean, it's
I
driving
wonder if
me
most
insane.
pharmacies do it.
No.
I mean,
Where did you get it done, Debbie?
Yeah, where did you get it done, Debbie?
This is turning into a typical old lady's conversation where I complain about all my extremities, isn't it?
Yeah, how's your knee?
My knees touch wood.
Is it all right?
Yeah. Fine.
How's your shoulder?
My shoulder hurts a bit, but I won't go on about it.
Okay, how's your weeping earlobe?
My weeping earlobe it's the ear.
Oh,
that's
it's that
going,
ear.
It's that ear.
Oh, right. Okay, what other ailment? How are your feet?
My feet are bearing up.
That's good. I'm sort of trying to do an X-ray of you. What else?
Oh wow!
How's your head?
I'm amazed about the
What?
person who's. I've got my drawing on my fridge because
Leo.
I couldn't read the name quite. I
Right.
keep looking at it with a
Well, we
magnifying
know
glass.
it's Leo.
No, we do now.
Oh,
but
yeah. Debbie Petchy says, I had it done at the chemist in Falconwood.
Falconwood.
So maybe you
that
should go
sounds
to
a good place.
Falconwood, Mum.
Where is Falconwood? It's a bird of prey.
Yeah, oh, good. Yeah, there you go. Specsavers do it, I believe, says Kim Lakides. So they don't just look after eyes, they look after ears.
That is amazingly useful information, Subs.
Ears today, gone tomorrow.
I'm going to go and get that done as soon as I get home.
Yeah, Kirsty Jane says, search online, find somewhere that's cheaper and closer to you. Now, what we're going to do, Mum, is we're going to find somewhere
Yeah.
near to where you live.
Yeah.
You're going to go in with a knitting needle.
But what did they
Thrust it into
actually
your
do
ear.
when you say they what's the word?
Syringe.
Syringed. I mean, did it hurt? Was it sort of scary? What?
I've heard that they put something in your ear, they
Yeah.
attach it to a bike, and then they pedal, and then it goes round.
I wonder if it's scary.
Isn't that what they do?
Isn't there a weird moment when you can hear clearly where you sort of fall over with shock?
Oh, here you go. Anna Henderson says the safest thing is a hot bath. Breathing in the steam should help your ears. You can have your ears syringed on the NHS. Never use candles or cotton wool buds,
See?
as they are dangerous.
See? So the Hopi candles aren't for me.
Hmm.
Oh no, this is all very useful advice.
It is, isn't it?
Thank you.
What's your takeout from this?
My takeout is that I'm going to go and find somewhere who will syringe me for
Someone else said olive oil.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about olive oil because I did try that years ago when I got a blocked up ear, but
Sophie R, sorry to go off the subject. Sophie R's asking, did Nanny Di see Licorice Pizza? And if so,
Yes.
what did she think?
oh well. I mean, there's so many things to say about that. For a start, I'm Paul Thomas Anderson, huge fan.
Director.
Director. I'm also a Philip Seymour Hoffman huge fan.
Sadly
who's
passed
the
away.
father of
Cooper Hoffman.
Cooper Hoffman, who's the main boy in it,
Yeah.
and who looks like his dad and acts like his dad.
Yeah.
And it's so sort of tragic. And he's been in a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson's film. I'm going off the subject slightly, I know, but it was such a good film about those times.
The
you know,
70s.
the 70s. And
What do you remember about the 70s, Mum?
well, I can actually remember things like, not as much as in America, but things like the beds, the wavy beds.
Oh, the waterbeds.
The water beds.
Can I just say make an apology to everyone who watched our last home time vlog, in which me and Nadia talked at great length about a film that we said you must watch, but failed to say what it was.
And what was it?
Licorice Pizza.
Oh.
Yeah, and in Licorice Pizza they have give us some of your memories, if you're old enough, of the 1970s. If
Yeah.
I have to think immediately to the 1970s, my first memory is a chopper bike.
Well, you were born in 1970, so you would only have been 10 when they ended.
Yeah, so I remember
what I'm
when I was
trying
about
to
6 or
think.
7, I had a chopper. I had a chopper bike that went so fast down our
Yeah.
road that I nearly broke my
Which
arm.
road was that?
Blenheim.
Blenheim.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Where
Don't
we
forget, everyone saw us
I
together
know.
on
I had a
Vlogmas.
parrot when you were born, which
Did
didn't
you?
last. Yeah, because it
I
died. because
only
of
remember.
gas.
I was going to say I only remember a
No,
budgie.
it died. It died. Oh wow!
So, come on, what
waterbeds.
memories do you- waterbeds?
Which was sort of seen as something like. I mean, they were very American, but they were sort of seen as something a bit salacious if you got a waterbed, in the sense that people thought you shouldn't be spending that much time and attention on your bed.
Right.
You know, so the implication
Oh,
was
I
it was
see.
something sort of physical, sexual.
Right, okay, so
But,
it was seen as the possession of floozies.
Of possession of floozies, exactly. And also, although they were big in the news and people talked about them a lot from American films, I don't actually remember anybody having one.
I've always thought the idea of a waterbed is hideous.
Why?
Because you're kind of never sort of secure. You want to
No,
be
but isn't
held
the
in
whole
bed, don't
thing
you?
that the
Oh.
bed takes any position that you're in? What?
Margaret O'Brien says space hoppers. I
He
remember
loves space hoppers. He was hopping about all over the place. He drove me mad.
There was a tendency also to buy children pogo sticks. They were always so dangerous.
Yes.
There was nothing about a pogo stick to like.
No. What about hula hoops? Was that purely for girls?
No, I remember doing a hula hoop with my
With
neck.
your neck,
Yeah, my
yeah.
neck and my
I
armpits.
can remember Mom doing that with you, actually.
Yeah.
She had to go with you.
Metal roller skates, says Elizabeth Gordon.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
Someone else just said the Bay City Rollers. Were you ever a fan
yeah,
of that?
no, not the Bay City
What
Rollers.
music were you into in the 70s,
Well,
Mum?
the American groups, this sort of girl, what do you call it? Sister Sledge, all of those people.
Funk.
Funk.
70s funk.
70s funk I adored.
Grandmaster Flash and the Melly Mel.
Yes, and we used to dance around that flat in Blenheim Crescent, me and my
Shalimar.
friend. Yeah,
Shack
Mary
Attack.
Rose. Up and down the hall, up and down the hall. And I Will Survive when our relationship's finished.
Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff. Big jazz fan because of Jim, but that was sort of not.
Was that the 70s?
Well, it was sort of, as I started to get to know Jim.
Yeah. Motown? Were you into Motown?
Yeah. And funnily enough,
Yeah.
my grandmother, so we're really going back now, my grandmother who lived in Blackpool, my mom's mother, was Four Tops was her favourite band.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she could sing the whole of whatever their records
Oh,
are. I
right.
can't
What were
think.
you wearing? Elizabeth Gordon remembers maxi skirts and mini
Yes,
skirts.
maxi
I seem to
skirts.
remember there was a cupboard in our hall and there were sort of Laura Ashley-esque dresses.
Yeah, that was because I was with this guy called Peter when we moved into that flat, and he loved Laura Ashley. And I don't know why I allowed myself to be dressed as a milkmaid most of the time, but also, you know, because they are higher Empire line
Right.
dresses, and you'd walk around looking like something
Did
out
you
of
have
Mrs.
flared
Dalloway.
jeans?
I did. And also there was a vogue, but early on in the 70s, I think, for what they called op art, Mary Quant. So
Oh.
you had black on one side and white. And funny enough, I saw
Oh,
a
right.
girl in it the other day, so maybe it's made a comeback.
Oh, I see.
Black on one side of her and white on the other, walking around.
Right.
Trousers and tunics.
Ah.
And
Shebeens, Elaine Knight's saying.
shebeens.
what's a
yeah.
shebeen?
A shebeen is like a drinking club which isn't licensed. This is what it was when I was
Oh.
young. Up in the 70s, up where Tony's.
Oh, okay.
they're
Was
all
that
shebeens.
where the tabernacle was? Was that
Yes,
a shebeen?
yes. Well, I don't know
No.
about the tabernacle itself, because
No.
I don't think it would have been allowed to be.
No, it was religious.
But yeah, but all around there, all the shebeens were great.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's a maxi skirt? I'm seeing
a
words
maxi
I don't
skirt.
understand.
A maxi skirt was, well, it was obviously an antidote to the mini skirt. But if you got good legs, and believe it or not, I had in those days.
Yeah.
I still like mini skirts.
Did you?
Maxi skirts seemed to be an awful lot of material.
Oh, right.
You know, although I turned
So
to
they were
maxi skirts when
longer
I
than,
didn't
clearly
remember.
longer than a...
Yeah, they came down to midway down your calf.
Oh, my God, how strange.
yeah.
Hot pants?
Hot pants. I never went as far as hot pants, but I
No.
did wear mini. Aren't they
What's
good?
a halter top? A
Halter
weaver?
top?
Yeah.
You know what a halter top is. Nadia wears one
Oh,
sometimes.
what, one that swings round your neck and...
Yeah, well, don't say swing, because it sounds like
Oh,
your
right.
bosoms are on.
Well, yeah. you
But
swing
yeah.
your bosoms round your neck and then you... Halter tops, okay, got you.
Halter
Tank tops,
Tank
flares.
tops, you know. They're all back in fashion.
They are.
I mean, the girls, Maddie wears flares, doesn't she?
So
And
does Kiki, yeah.
So does Kiki.
Yeah.
And,
Wedge shoes, Elizabeth Gordon.
yeah.
Cheesecloth skirts, says Jenny
Cheesecloth.
Span.
I had like oceans of cheesecloth. Very hippie-ish cheesecloth.
Right.
Do you know what cheesecloth? You know what it is?
Yeah, I think I know
it's
the
like
material. It's
pale,
like
yeah.
cloth that you house cheese in.
I suppose originally
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Jane
yeah.
Donnelly, shell suits. What happened to
Shell
me there? Shell
suits.
suits. What are
I
shell
think-
suits?
Shell suits, I think they were a different sort of something to me. I mean, I never actually had a shell suit, although I did
Yeah.
see people wearing them. Like tracksuit suits, but made of a
Right.
specific material.
Cork wedges.
Yeah.
Sharon Wilson. I
Yeah.
think I understand what they are. Wedge shoes made of cork.
Yeah, and
Right.
I think those are what we called espadrilles, or maybe I'm
Oh, look, Velvet Vicky waiting. I had my Jubilee T-shirt with my flares. There's a photograph of me at the Jubilee, Silver Jubilee, was it? In a policeman sort of T-shirt with a policeman on it, and my flares.
Yeah, and his little head that looked like he'd been cut round with a bowl.
Yeah.
Like a soup bowl.
Did you literally just put a bowl on my head and cut
Mum
it?
did.
Nan did?
Nan did, yeah.
Yeah, yes, she did. It wasn't very
Yeah,
inventive, was it?
no.
I remember her pulling a tooth out by attaching a piece of string to my tooth and slamming the door shut.
She was so brutal.
I mean, it was a first tooth, but I remember her going, sit there and don't move. And she
Yeah.
went, boom.
It's because Mark was the first grandchild for absolute, well, the first
But
grandchild.
you don't tear their teeth out
Well, I
with
know,
the
but she
door.
had to get rid of some pent-up aggression.
That's true. Sharona, when the 5th season of Green for Good Health starting, we have one in the can.
We have one. We've
We have one in the
started
can.
it. We just one of the things I'm going to do this time over is look at the garden.
Good. Anne Henderson, my son was born in 1979. He had a chopper bike, then a BMX, just like me.
Yeah.
I named my BMX, but I can't remember what it was. And later a mountain bike. Were you a Rolling Stones or a Beatles?
What do you think?
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Were you into punk?
Yes.
Yeah, you were.
Yes.
Give us some punk bands that you were into. The
Sex
Screaming
Pistols.
Sex Pistols. The Slits.
The Clash.
The Clash.
Oh, the Slits were
The
different.
Ramones.
The Ramones
You
were my
into the
very
Ra-
favourite.
Yeah, I seem to remember you having Ramones records.
And that's because, again, somebody I was going out with was into punk, was actually in a punk band, and they introduced me to it. My record collection,
But
vinyl,
what happened
was
to your
second
vinyl
to
record
none.
collection?
Well, I don't know, you always say what happened to it.
Well, I think it went into storage and then never came out.
You saved a few, though,
I saved a
didn't you?
few. I saved like Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Car Wash, that was one. If I remember.
War.
War.
Funk outfit.
That was a good one.
Nenad Lukic. Hope you're well, Nenad. Nanny Di, did you ever listen to German punk bands?
Yeah, well, give me the name of one.
Yeah.
It sounds very familiar.
You can see, my mum went through probably every single incarnation of child rebellion or teen rebellion, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were
But over-
hippie,
Yeah,
punk,
yeah,
funk,
yeah. Lesbian.
lesbian, feminist,
Yeah. Radical lesbian feminist.
Radical
feminist,
lesbian-
social lesbian feminist.
socialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that I could think of to annoy my mother, that's a joke.
Neve Ed says, I was born in 1999 and I feel like I'm sitting around a table with my granny. This is too good. Well, this is my granny. This is our granny.
Yeah, this
Did you ever think that you as a radical young thing would get to this age?
No. I mean, I was only saying that to somebody the other day. There's somebody famous in the rock world who said, and it's a very good line, if I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have looked after myself
Keith Richards.
better. Was it?
Keith Richards?
Probably,
I think it
probably.
was. Yeah.
But that's so true. I mean, I never expected to reach 70, ever. And so it's
Is
a
it
bit
a
of a
shock?
It is a bit.
Is it a sort of like is it like a slow motion crash?
Well,
Is it like a,
it would be far more like that if it wasn't for all the children, the grandchildren, because I've got 4 lovely, lovely granddaughters.
Yeah, and they all adore you.
And they're all so, so sweet to me and come and see me and tell me things and whatever. They sort of make you not think of how
They
old
keep you
are.
young.
Yeah, do keep you young, and that sounds like a cliche, Subs, but it's very, very true.
I do. I like that about them too. They keep me young.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
We haven't done any of the subjects. we're
Let's
supposed
do
to
the news. So, Storm Eunice. Can I ask who's going to be affected? Who's here now who runs the risk of being caught up in Storm Eunice? I know we have a lot of. It's the southwest and South Wales is going to be hit, but
So Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say I'm worried about Izzy, but none of them are there now.
No, none of them are.
But Maddie's boyfriend is. Anyone here gonna be hit? All schools here in Bristol, Sarah Watkins, shut tomorrow.
Whoa, that's
And I've
really
also
bad.
heard major bridges. Is the Clifton I can't get my S's out.
No, I
the
can't.
suspension bridge, is that being closed? I'm in Somerset, Sarah J. Robinson. I do in the Gower, Marion Patel.
The Gower. I love the Gower.
Ellie Denning, I'm near Bath, so I'm not sure it's coming. Well, apparently, I mean, it's a red alert. I mean, and a
Yeah.
red alert is a big deal. Storm Eunice, rare red weather warning
You've gone on to...
has been issued for parts of southwest England and South Wales, meaning there is danger to life from flying debris. Now, I know someone, a friend of a friend, whose father was killed by falling scaffolding.
No.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, and so, I mean, any death is awful, obviously, but imagine your father has only just popped out. I think he literally was walking from the station down.
That is tragic.
And scaffolding fell on him. And that was in a huge wind. So it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not to be made light of. You know, flying debris
Yeah.
could take your head off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you get a warning to stay in due to Storm Eunice, listen to it
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah. Do what they say.
The government have even held an emergency Cobra meeting to discuss their response to the incoming storm. This sounds like a hurricane.
It does. It makes me wonder how Boris has managed to arrange this.
Yeah.
You know, just so that all the emphasis is switched away from him.
Oh, what you think he's called
Yeah.
in? He's called in a storm.
Yeah, I think he's.
I mean, everything's happening. Everything's conspiring to take our attention away from Partygate.
Well, I mean, it's all died a complete death, that hasn't it, Partygate?
Well-
Who could give? I mean, people were beginning to talk, and then he brought up. I mean, the Russian war, the war.
Putin saved him.
Exactly, he did.
But I want to ask a question. The reason I've put anyway, so Storm Eunice, please be careful. Everyone who's in the affected area, please be careful.
Yeah,
they're
seriously,
worried.
guys.
They are worried that there's going to be the combination of a
it's-
storm surge with high spring tides.
Oh, which down at Mum's even was.
Yeah, it could bring coastal
significant.
flooding. I mean, I remember down at Nans, just by Christchurch Priory,
Which is quite, yeah.
all the fields around there would be completely
Yes,
underwater, wouldn't
flood,
they?
what they call a floodplain.
Floodplain, yeah,
and that was in
absolutely.
ordinary weather, not
Absolutely.
extreme.
I'm wondering, do you remember the storm of 87 or 8? When was it? 80?
When
was it 86?
The famous one where the newscaster said there is
yeah,
no
yeah.
storm.
There's no, yeah,
There's no
exactly.
storm coming, and
Does
then it
anyone
did.
remember that? What year was that?
I don't know. Is it something-
Nenad Lukic, it's very stormy over here in Germany from 130
Oh,
to 180
Germany.
kilometres an hour. In Berlin, we have 100 kilometres per hour. Bloody hell.
Oh, who's in Germany?
Nenad Lukic.
I wonder if.
Bev Berry, North Tyneside in the northeast, has had red storm, Arwen, amber storm, Dudley, and yellow for storm Eunice. Wow. I think storm Eunice is going to... it was 1987. Thank you. Who said that?
You
Nicholas
went out with
Madrick.
your
I went out with
camera.
my Super 8 camera
Yeah.
and filmed trees that had fallen on
Yeah,
buildings.
yeah.
Hurricane Mike.
Oh,
Red
right.
warning might hit 100 miles an hour, stay safe. So I think it's not just going to hit... I think they always get it wrong. I think it's going to be far more far-reaching. I think it's going to hit southern. I reckon it will clip London. You know, this
Yeah.
idea that it's just going to be localised.
Yeah.
So please, everyone, please be careful and take heed.
Yeah, and don't sort of think, oh, it's not going to affect me, because it might.
Exactly. If it's...
I have to hang on to things sometimes when the wind's very strong.
It doesn't take... Well, as I dropped you off out of your car yesterday, you were nearly blown away.
Mark was just standing there. I put the bag on my back and went backwards because the wind took me, didn't it?
She had to walk 3 yards to her front door, and I said, please text me when you're home.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So...
Right, we've done Eunice.
So
What's
Paul Robson,
next? Oh,
the
yeah,
sex
okay.
offender who fled the open prison, has been arrested. They've got hold of
Oh,
him.
that's him.
Sex offender who's been branded a menace to females has been recaptured. And I wanted to ask, Mum, not many people realise this, but you've worked in prisons,
Yeah, I've worked in prisons for, I did
in
for
libraries in prisons.
about- Yeah, libraries
Yeah.
and prisons for about
So-
7 years, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And I actually worked on the paedophile unit.
That's right, that's
This
right.
is Wandsworth Prison, which is what they call a holding prison.
Yeah.
And they can be quite dicey, because what a holding prison means is while people are on, when they're deciding what their sentence is going to be, they put them in a prison before they send them off. And because nobody ever knows where they're going to go, the atmosphere is very, very febrile, is the word, you know.
yeah.
It's like people's sort of fights keep breaking out everywhere. And except on the paedophile unit, which is a completely different unit. And it's...
I've always wanted to ask you, do you think paedophiles can be cured?
I wouldn't like to say, but I don't know. I don't know. But there was, when I first started working on it, there was a huge sort of enthusiasm for trying treatment for
Right.
paedophiles. And then I
Right.
think it sort of slowly died a death
Yeah.
as people were going back out into society and still committing offences.
What do you think,
but in
guys? Do you
terms of-
think you can rehabilitate a paedophile? I have very strong opinions on it. I don't think you can.
No, but in terms of prison populations, guys, this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that as a population, they're much older than average, so 60 plus, a lot of people, and they cause no trouble in terms of the prison population. So with the guards, the prison officers, they're popular. because they don't keep getting called to fights and things that are happening on the
Right.
wings.
So they're an easy
They're an
inmate.
yeah, which is why in the beginning, I reckon, they set up the whole unit so
Right.
that they could keep those. Because obviously people have this idea that if paedophiles go into prison, they'll be beaten up by the other
Yeah, so
prisoners.
they
never
make sure
meet
that
them.
doesn't happen.
They never meet them.
Oh,
no.
right, they just meet other paedophiles.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think about the fact that Paul Robson, who was sentenced to many life sentences, was held in an open prison?
I don't understand
It seems a bit
that.
ludicrous, doesn't it? I mean, something somewhere's gone wrong.
Well, I mean, there are still sort of, I won't say apologists because that sounds as if I know it doesn't work, who do say that talking therapies and whatever can sort of make a difference.
Right.
Maybe you'd had a lot of those.
Well, maybe, but it sounds, I mean, when I hear open prison, it sounds like he just ran and jumped over the
Yeah,
gate.
it does, doesn't it? It
Sort of
does.
just leap over the fence and head off to KFC.
Yeah, because the whole thing about the paedophile unit at Wandsworth was that it was, although it was on its own and nobody could get into it of the other prisoners, it was really, really secure.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to have special sorts of license and stuff.
Well, anyway, so that's good news. We talked about it earlier in the week. Nadia
Okay.
was extremely, rightly so, incandescent about the fact that he was put in that prison. But he has been absconded. He has been got.
Did the
and
public dib him in, sort of thing, or was he?
he was found in Skegness. And they
Yeah.
don't believe anyone else helped him. But it sounds like
okay.
they didn't need to. He just had to hurdle the fence.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was a repeat offender. I wanted to ask you, Mum, what do you think? Because I haven't had a chance to talk to you really. What
No.
do you think of Partygate? Do you
Oh,
think Boris?
Partygate.
Do you think Boris has got away with it?
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean-
do you guys think he's got away with it? Because where's the fucking Sue Gray full report?
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, fuck it. It really makes me fucking angry.
Well, we've
Because
all forgotten
everything's
about
going. Yeah,
it
no,
now.
I know, but where is the full Sue Gray report? No one's
Is there
even
a Sue
talking
Gray?
about.
No,
There's supposed to be a full report. Where is it?
I don't know. But I mean, I never
Makes
had
me
any
so
time
angry.
for Boris anyway. I mean, a lot of people, when he became Prime Minister, sort of said, oh, he's a clown, but he's a funny clown, you know, and up to a point he is. But
Yeah, you're right, Anne.
don't forget he'd been Mayor of London for 2 terms.
He nearly ran over Kiki. You know, as he
Yeah, we told them
cycled
that
past
story before.
Kiki, yeah, he screamed out, "Boris coming!"
Boris coming through. Yeah, that was near Sadler's Wells. But he was a dreadful mayor. And so we didn't want him as, you know, Prime Minister. So I don't know what to say.
I just get really frustrated because Sadiq Khan has said that the Metropolitan Police don't have to publish the photos. When are we going to see the actual? The Metropolitan Police report isn't going to name anyone, and now we don't even get the Sue Gray report.
Yeah.
I mean, like someone just said, was it Anne? Russia is an absolute godsend to Boris.
Isn't it?
Absolute godsend. And this is what always frustrates me. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, yeah.
But these macro global problems, you have to read into some of the language they use about
Yeah.
imminent war, because
Yeah.
actually this is solving their problem at home, and he's got
Isn't
a
it?
huge problem to solve.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people saying, and I mean, I don't go along with this because I'm a feminist, obviously, is that it's all his wife's fault and that he's scared
Oh.
to death of his wife. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, that
Heard of
frustrates me though.
No, I'm me.
Really, yeah,
But
that's
I mean, they're sort
classic.
of saying he wouldn't have been found at that party with a cake in his hand if it hadn't been for his wife and all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
business.
yeah.
I mean, what a load of rubbish.
I know. I mean, I just think that's classic.
Oh, what's happened?
That's all right, I'm just refreshing it.
Oh,
I want to ask you, do you know what a false flag is?
no, what is it?
A false flag is when a country sort of basically
flag.
triggers an attack somewhere in a country and then uses it as cloud cover to kind of say, yes, we need to invade. Well,
Oh.
a kindergarten in Ukraine was bombed today.
No.
Yeah, or provocative shelling. The Ukrainian president is suggesting it was provocative shelling by the Russian side. Because you know there are lots of Russian separatists in
Yeah,
Ukraine.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
most of them have been shipped in by Putin,
Yeah,
so that there's
yeah.
some element of being
No,
able
I
to
get that, I
justify,
get that.
looking after the Russian-speaking population.
False flag.
But a false flag is when basically a sort of spurious action that happens within a country.
Yeah.
Putin, I mean, there was talk that Putin was going to literally throw a load of dead bodies in a corner and say that the Ukrainians had killed them.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised. To be honest.
Well, I know.
But,
I mean, it seems like things were going away with Ukraine and now it feels like they're coming back. But
Yeah.
you're hard pushed to be able to work out whether they're coming back in order to help Western leaders
Yeah.
sort their shit out.
But
or-
also, what Boris did, I mean, even forgetting the Russian thing, was that almost immediately after Gate, was that he took all the restrictions off everything. So everybody's now dealing with the fact that they're going out into public, whether they like it or not, with the restrictions lifted. And that's a big deal for most people.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think they're thinking about that rather than the cake issue.
The cake.
Was it
He was
cake?
ambushed by a cake.
Apparently so.
Apparently he was ambushed by cake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be hearing a lot more about the Ukraine, and we're going to be hearing a lot more about potential false flags being
I
flown
don't know why
by
it's
the
called false
Russians.
flag. That doesn't mean a thing to me.
Well,
as
it's
an image.
like rather than a red flag, it's
Oh,
like a
I've
false.
got it. I've got it. You
Yeah.
mean like no,
Yeah,
I
it's
get
like
it.
we need to sort this thing out, but it's a fake thing that we're needing to
Okay,
sort
yeah,
out.
no,
And
no,
really,
I get
it's cloud cover to justify invasion.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's that. Now, seagulls. I put seagulls in the title. I like the fact that we move through things. We've gone from, I tell you who, seagulls will not like Storm Eunice,
No.
because they won't be able to fly around, will they?
Well,
No.
they're pretty big.
No. Well, I wanted to show you something that they're doing in Sydney. This is really quite cute. So, have you got any bad seagull? Oh, let me just get that. Keep talking.
He's saying to keep talking, and I don't know what to say to you guys. He's got something to show you involving seagulls, but he'll be back in a second. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Hiya.
Hi. So,
Hiya.
has anyone had bad seagull stories? Has anyone got any bad seagull stories? I'm going to tell the story of how I remember an ex-sister-in-law was running across a beach towards me in Cornwall. And as she was running, she looked like something hit her back so hard, Imi.
Yeah.
She landed on the sand.
Wow.
And when we picked her up, it was a huge seagull shit on her back. It was so loaded with caca that it literally floored her. Oh, look, they
Oh
can
my
see you in the
goodness.
reflection now. Look, who's
Oh.
there?
Everybody.
It's Nadia Sawalha off the telly.
Hi, Di, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, love? Except I've got a deaf ear.
Oh, he's
Hey?
got deaf ear as well.
What?
The pair of you.
He's
Sorry.
got
We've
that
just
ear,
been
and
to
I've got
see
this
the Amy Winehouse exhibition at the Design Museum, guys.
Good.
Really good.
Was it
You're
good?
fans.
You enjoyed it?
We loved
Oh,
it.
wow. Oh,
Go
no,
see it. It's at the Design Museum, guys.
Yeah, Commonwealth, the old Commonwealth.
The old Commonwealth Institute, Mum. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
But
do.
there is no Commonwealth now, is there? Well, there is.
It's near your school.
It was near my school. What was I going to say? So, seagulls. I want to show you this film.
Yeah, just.
Let me just quickly. Where's it gone? Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. So, you ready? Oh, just pulling you over. Just pulling you over. And then I'm going to show you this. Look at this. Doesn't have any sound, but these are dogs that they're using in Sydney to scare off seagulls.
What?
Aren't they cute? Because the seagulls in Sydney are so bad. But look, these little dogs are on patrol.
Oh, okay.
And they look, he's off. Look.
Oh my
God. Oh.
The seagulls are nearly as big as he is.
So there you go. It's a game changer, apparently.
Okay.
But there you go. Anyway, does anyone else have a terrible seagull story? Steve the Seagull in Cornwall. Yeah, exactly. Steve the Seagull. Mum, the trailer is out for the new Elvis biopic. We'll have to do that.
Oh, who's playing Elvis?
I forgot. What's his name, Sophie? I've forgotten. In St Ives, there are warning signs everywhere, and the ice cream van is under a shelter, and you're advised to eat it under the shelter too, as they attack.
No way.
They're really bad.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to St Ives, Kiki and Maddie are terrified.
But also, they're
So am
moving
I.
into city centres, aren't they? Like Bristol, apparently, is really bad. We just
Yeah.
said that.
No.
But also the East End of London, which is near
Yeah,
me. But
yeah.
we've got a lot of seagulls.
Ellie Denning, shark attack. We did hear about that. That was
Yeah.
very tragic, wasn't it?
Wasn't
Tragic.
it?
Austin Butler is playing Elvis. Yeah, horrific.
I just did Maddie.
Wasn't he an RAF serviceman as well, wasn't he? He was.
Diving
Diving
instructor.
instructor.
To do a big charity swim.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I said
God.
to Maddie, it says he's so connected to the ocean. She goes, people that get attacked by sharks are always connected to the ocean. That's
Yeah.
why I don't want to be connected to the ocean.
The ocean.
She's
Good
terrified.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Andrea Jenner in Great Yarmouth, they surround you for your chips. They're terrorisers, aren't they? There was one time me and Maddie were walking through Bournemouth and we saw a severed seagull head on a road
Oh, I know.
sign.
I was with you.
Were you?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah, I
remember that?
remember it. Yeah, it was just
It's
standing there
quite-
like this.
Well, it was just staring at us. It was
Yeah.
almost like someone had reenacted that scene from The Godfather.
Yeah.
But with a
and
seagull's
with a
head.
seagull's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't have the same impact.
No,
because-
it didn't. Well, I don't know. If you were
Well,
small,
no, it was
it
pretty-
did not have that impact on you. You're
Yeah,
small.
because I was more or less level with it.
You're looking at it, you're eyeballing it. Guys, we're going to head off because we want to say hello to the guys. I hope it's been
Lovely,
fun.
been lovely seeing you
Yeah,
all.
it really has. And
Thank you for being.
stay safe, and we'll see you on the morrow for a coffee moaning.
Bye.
Lots of love, guys. Bye.
Bye.